Last season, we managed to finish 10th in the Premier League. This year, we're looking to push one further and potentially get some form of Europa League football. The board have been very generous, giving us a lump sum of cash to spend, and we spend our money wisely. Federico Redondo, a young centre mid, picked up for 7 million from Argentina. We then pick up Ladislav Krejci, hope I have said that right, apologies if I haven't. Another young centre-off, we picked him up for 64k, an absolute steal. Otavio for a familiar cow for 11 million, another new partnership in centre-offs there. And our steal for me was Anthony Gordon from Newcastle, picked up for £9 million. Not a bad bit of business. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. We only had 2 outs and they were both loans. Some wins and some losses in pre-season, we totally expect that. As long as they are fit and ready to go for the season opener, that's all I'm after. The board then showed they're ambitious by saying they only want to attempt to avoid the relegation. We have a few debuts for our first game of the season. 2 centre-halves, Redondo and also Gordon on the wing. As you can see, Lowe and Wesley become our new strike. We do really well holding Chelsea off until the new boy gets a little bit anxious, and unfortunately, that's going to be a 1-0 loss. The players come into us moaning that our goalkeeper situation is a little bit down, so I had to go and buy a goalkeeper, and Murray comes in for 8.5 million from Burnley. Newcastle do come to the Bet365 arena, and they're going to start really well as Isaac pulls back, finds Tonali on the edge of the box, and he just rifles it in with a glorious chance. We then pick up the ball with Rotundo doing what he does best, is getting in there, and also I have no idea what their goalkeeper is, but it's going to be an easy sneak in for Nathan Lowe. We then carry on trying to get the press on as Vidigal tries to get a whip in, can't do it. It's going to get picked up, a lovely ball in, and there is Wesley to give us a 2-1 lead. We then get the third goal by Anthony Gordon running all the way down the wing, flips it up, Wesley tries to come back, and there is Redondo again as a goal, his first as a... Can we just appreciate Anthony Gordon getting player of the match as well? A rotated side for the Carabao Cup tie, and we're going to get the victory over Wolves through penalties. We then get brought back to realisation as we lose 4-1 away from home against West Ham. You honestly couldn't write this, as Anthony Gordon is out for 6 to 9 weeks. Ryan May was saying he wanted to explore his options, so I just sold him to Burnley for 15.75 million. Thank you very much. Just take a look at them wages you can see from the Premier League. We are just down at 1.2 million. Man City on 7.7 million a week. That's not going to stop us though as we pick up a 2-0 victory over Fulham. But unfortunately our away curse gets a 5-3 defeat against Spurs. A good one for the neutral. More injuries to our new signings as Otavio gets a 3 to 4 week injury from a pulled calf. Another win in the Carabao Cup as we beat Brentford 1-0 at home. Crystal Palace next at the Bet365 arena, and Edward is going to run down this wing. It's a lovely passing movement here as Decore just slots it away to give Palace a 1-0 lead. Then a free kick is going to come across, and it's a great header and great delivery. Fair play there, 2-0 up. We do actually answer back though with a goal as Williams is going to come down this right hand side, whips the ball in, and it's equally as good from the header there from Wesley, 2-1. After an aggressive half-time team talk, we come out all guns blazing. Just look at Nathan Lowe's first touch there. Finds the ball across to Wesley, and that is 2-2. Berger does pick that ball up in the centre. Going to find Wesley in acres of space, and now look at that for a finish. You give it to his head, his foot, he's going to score. We then get the 3 points as Berger pushes into the box there, finds Lowe, and rocks it in. 4-2 victory. After 6 games, that's going to leave us in 8th position with 9 points. Heading to Old Trafford is never an easy task, but we start very fast and quick as Lloris gets that ball. Lovely first touch, slots it away for a 1-goal lead. Unfortunately for us though, Garnacho is going to prove and show just why he's in this first team with a nice little run and a great finish there to make it 1-1. Varane is going to get a big towering header there, making it 2-1 to United. And then there is a little bit of a miscommunication here from our defender, and that's going to be Rashford just chasing it down, slots it away. It's a 3-1 victory. Our form seems to have taken the Squid Game influence of red light, green light, red light, green light. We draw 1-1 with Norwich, and we break the away curse. We actually get a win against Brentford. Nathan Lowe banging in goals, and he is just developing quite incredibly. Talking of Nathan Lowe, he picks up a hat-trick and the 4-1 victory of Sunderland in the Carabao Cup. We then get drawn against Manchester United at Old Trafford. That's us out the cup. Bournemouth then get a point off us as we concede an own goal. We then host Liverpool, and they come out very fast. An excellent, well-worked, pinpoint passing goal sees them take a 1-goal lead. Mo Salah from the penalty spot, you know it's going in. That is a 2-goal lead. We do get one back though in the second half. A nice, well-worked short corner, but I don't know what Alisson is doing there. Wesley gets a header. It's going to be 2-1 Liverpool. After 11 games, we see ourselves sitting 11th with 14 points. Also, Nathan Lowe is having a top season for his game, 9 goals, but we do have a game against top of the league, Arsenal. More injury news as Otavio gets a injury out for 4 to 5 weeks. I swear I just signed injury-prone players. FA Cup draw, and we're heading to Holly Wales as we play Wrexham. We then get a little bit of a spanking as Arsenal give us a 4-2 defeat. Lloris finds himself linked with a move move to Saudi Arabia, I ain't going to say no. We then head to Everton, and a very well worked throw in gets us moving the ball really well, finding Wesley in a little bit of space, gets a little bit lucky, but it's going to be a 1-0 victory. We then get the craziest result of the season so far, a 9-2 victory. After what happened in Manchester United last episode, I'm glad we give it someone back. We then pick up a 2-1 victory over Leicester. Yes, I did play Harry Winks just because it was against Leicester. Al Rahid come in for Josh Lawrence. They offer 8.75 million. I try to be a little bit cheeky and get a bit more off him. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, and they just pull out. United do knock us out of the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, and it's a 6-3 victory. That one hurt. An away game against Brighton doesn't really go in our favours as they move the ball around really well, and Billy Gilmore just gliding past our player, and a fantastic finish from him. Then a ball gets fallen loose down, and it is going to be striked straight into the back of the net from Brighton to give them a 2-goal lead. And then in the second half, they secure the 3 points with a beautiful delivery, and Matoma heads it in. We then get the most strangest result in this series so far, a 7-2 victory over Manchester United at home. Yeah, honestly. Me neither. With that result, we see ourselves 7th in the chance of European football. Leeds make the journey to the Bet365, and we hit them straight on the off as we get the ball all the way across, and there is Wesley to get us a 1-goal lead. We do pick up the ball with Berger as he pushes it down yet again. Adson finds a good ball. Wesley is somehow Tezgal is onside. I don't know how, but it's 2-0. We then make it 3-0 as we move the ball around, and Redondo gets us a goal, a lovely finish, and I'm not sure what Mesley is doing there. Leeds do fight back though, getting the ball all the way across. It's a lovely little run as Galdart rifles the ball in the back of the net. We then host Manchester City, and we are going to take an early lead. Emery Tezgal with a great twist off his chest and then rifles the ball in. But you know Manchester City going to do Manchester City things as the ball comes over, finding a great ball from Erling Haaland, and he's always going to score on that left. They do get a second goal as the ball gets whipped into the box, takes it down. It's a great touch, and that is a beautiful finish. But we do get an equaliser late on into the second half. It's going to be a nice, well-worked goal as we move it forward, finds a great ball to Wesley, and picture that for the finish. How composed. 2-2. Nathan Lowe does win European Golden Boy, former winners such as Jude Bellingham there. A great achievement for him. Al Rahid do come back in for Josh Lawrence, and I kind of learn from my mistakes this time, and I just accept the offer. We then lose to our arch nemesis at Norwich. I just can't beat him. 4-2. Al Arabi decide they are interested in Nathan Lowe. It's going to cost you a lot of money to get that man off my books. We then advance in the FA Cup by picking up a 3-0 victory against Wrexham. We then have the draw for the next round, and it's going to be none other than Norwich. Aston Villa make the short journey to our place as we are going to take the lead early with a beautiful ball across, and Wesley, if it's on Wesley's head, it's going in. We then double our tally by Anthony Gordon putting it into the back of the net from a free kick, showing why he's worth his money. And then a well-worked throw-in gets pulled into the box, and it's going to be 3-0. Game, set, and match. We then host Brentford, and Anthony Gordon yet again being in the middle of it. A great ball all the way across from side to side, finds a ball, and Nathan Lowe 1-0. We then pick up the ball with Berger, working it down nicely. Good overlapping run, finds Brendan Williams into the box, hits it across, and a deflection from Pinnock gives us a 2-goal lead. Brentford do try and get one back as they move the ball all the way across. Great ball through, and then a Soler rifling at the top of the net. And then we push on yet again once more. Gordon tries to get the ball through, does really good to Vidigal, who finds an on-running goal as Vidigal gives us a 3-1 victory. Redondo is showing some great improvements in the team. I have a quick look at him and I just nod and agree. Yeah, he's doing very well. Brentford then come in for Casteels, and I try and get 10 million for him. He's a 33-year-old goalkeeper looking to explore his contract. I am definitely going to take that money off them. We then pick up a 4-0 victory away from home against Bournemouth, which then leaves the table looking like this, us sitting 6th in the league. We then knock Norwich out of the FA Cup with a 4-1 victory, and we draw Chelsea away from home in the next round. Players moaning again because our goalkeeper situation with Casteel's gone, so I just go out and bring Dean Henderson in for 6.25 million. Can be a backup, can play first team as well. I'm happy with that. We then get a great result of a 1-1. If it wasn't for Bernardo Silva, it could have been 3 points. More injuries for us as Brendan Williams sees himself out for the rest of the season with a fractured lower leg. Them injuries added up didn't help for us as we take a 1-0 loss against Newcastle. Chelsea do come to the Bet365, and it takes it to the second half to break the deadlock. A lovely ball in and an easy header from Jackson to give him a 1-goal lead. Taking a bit of play from our bookie with a short corner, Jackson just takes it all the way around our player, finds a pass into Conor Gallagher, and he just rifles it in the top net. 2-0. And then they are going to get a third as they move this ball really well, finding a lot of space. Angelo gets a little bit lucky here, but the finish is phenomenal. 3-0 loss. We then have an entertaining game of a 4-4 against Leeds, and then Chelsea then knock us out of the FA Cup with a 2-0 victory. We host Brighton and they take an early lead with Gross getting a penalty. After our team talk though, we show a bit of grit and determination as Lowe brings the ball back, finds Larius who gets it all the way across. It's going to be a great touch and Anthony Gordon gets us a 1-1. That's not the end though, as the ball gets played into the box. It's going to be picked up from our right back. I can't pronounce his name, you know I can't, but he puts a good whip in, and there with Wesley for a 2-1 victory. We pick up another injury, losing Vidigal for 4 to 7 weeks with a twisted ankle. We then take a draw away from home against Leicester, and Harry Winks on the score sheet yet again. But we bounce back with a 4-2 victory over Everton. Then our youth intake comes in and it's not looking very good. Don't think we're going to be signing any of these. We then drop points against Aston Villa as a 93rd minute Douglas Luiz penalty goes in. We then get a massive 3 points of the Battle of the Midlands against Wolves. That then leaves the league table looking like this after 32 games, and we sit 8th. We've got some big games coming up as well against Liverpool and Arsenal, but there is a chance of us actually getting European football. Onto the Liverpool game, and they actually get a goal in the first half. Very, very nicely well worked. It's a great finish as well from Mo Salah. Tezgal's going to nick the ball as well to get us a 1-1, a nice cheeky little finish there. But unfortunately, Liverpool were a little bit too strong for us as a misplaced pass to the back there is going to allow Luis Diaz to go all the way through and just strike him with his left foot. 2-1 Liverpool. We then host Arsenal at the Bet365, and it's going to be a late one for us as we clinch all 3 points. A beautifully well-worked goal, and our man back from injury, Mr. Vidigal, for a 1-0 victory. Down to the last 4 games of the season, and I think it's going to be us, West Ham and Tottenham all battling it out for that 7th place. We also do have to play West Ham and Tottenham in the final 4 games. We can only manage a 2-2 against Crystal Palace, a late penalty saving the day. We get a little bit lucky as Tottenham draw and West Ham lose to Newcastle. The next game week, we have the big one as we take on West Ham, with the league looking like this. Things don't start well for us as West Ham move down this left-hand side, and Lee Kang-in is going to get the ball into the box, and he just slots it away for a nice finish. We do bounce back though with a nice little ball movement. Adson gets it all the way across. It's going to be a lovely strike, and what a hit that is from Harry Winks. And then another throw in on the right hand side, moves the ball around. Berger this time slots it away with a cool finish, gives us a 2-1 victory. We have the league table looking a little bit like this. We are 4 points clear from West Ham. Tottenham do have a game in hand though, but it looks like we're going to lock in this 7th position. Spurs then play their game in hand, and it's a 0-0 with Aston Villa. That locks us in 3rd place by 3 points and pushes Aston Villa up to 5th. Second to last game of the season, we play Fulham away. Good news for us though, as Spurs play Liverpool, and also West Ham have to play Arsenal. They are both winnable games for the away teams. Our trip to Fulham goes off very nicely as a beautiful finish from Gordon there as he just floats it over the goalkeeper Leno. Fulham do try and get a goal back here, working it down this left hand side. Good ball movement, finds an on-running player, and it just gets all the way through, and it's just an easy tap in really. 1-1, but we don't take that lightly as we push on, try and get in a second goal in the first half as we get a bit lucky then as well. At least gets us a goal for a 2-1 victory. And then puts us 4 points clear away from West Ham, and that locks in that 7th place. So the game against Spurs is pretty much a dead game. Like I said, this was a dead game, but Spurs do beat us 3-2 as the last game of the season. That leaves the league table looking like this. Stoke's highest ever finish in a Premier League season. We will take that. It's not quite European football, but I don't mind. Can we show some love to Wesley as well, finishing 2nd as the top goal scorer with a 2 to 3 month injury? Mad respect. We actually find out that we get Europa League football. Funnily enough, Aston Villa managed to win the Europa League, beating Real Betis 5-0 in the final, which opened up a slot for us to get Europa League football. So Stoke City have Europa League football for the first time since 2012. The board then opened their checkbook and give us 60 million in the transfer budget and also 1.3 million in the wages. And that is going to be the end of episode 3. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe. It means the world to me. And I'll catch you next time. Much love and bye-bye.